filmmakers, fans, and friends to the all-new Indie Cinema Showcase. I'm Matt Doolittle.
And I'm Allison Walter. Together, we're going to bring you the best and brightest in local independent cinema.
On today's show, we welcome actor and producer Anthony Cosmano and talk to him about his new web series, Mr. Healthy's Happy Land. We will also take a look at Mecca's new film trailer for The Station. Later on in the show, we'll visit the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival's many colorful performers and venues.
All right, let's get things started with our Show Us Your Shorts film. This one is a documentary about a unique high-tech, low-tech audio and visual effects group and their adorable Pomeranian star. The documentary is called Dog-Powered Robot Labs, Unboxed, and is directed by Josh Sales. Hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to DPR Labs. I'm Evan Miga, creator of Dog-Powered Robot, which was a production in the 2010 and 2011 Fringe Festival in Orlando. We've gotten a lot of fans asking to see behind the scenes to see how we build our robots and how we make all the magic happen. So I wanted to show you around the labs and invite you in. So we're in the labs, and today is a full-on work day. We're building robots, we're fixing some suits, so it's perfect to get you some behind-the-scenes action. All right, John, you get your measurements. All right. Just close your eyes really quick, because I don't want to...
Oh yeah, that burns. Ooh,
John is a very serious guy. He takes every role seriously. He really gets into it.
What did you say to me?
My name is John Bateman. I am an actor, which I performed the role of No Bones in Dog-Powered Robot. History of the future.
My plan is coming together, all minions! Celebrate!
I want them to walk away with an almost religious experience. That's my goal.
Clockwise, anti-clockwise. The Dog-Powered Robot team is an amazing team, and things that none of us could have imagined on our own are just sprout forth and bring life to this project.
We got Nick and John working on our overreactor suit. So tell me about everything you're working on and if you got this gun working right.
well, technically it's not actually gonna work.
Well,
But
Nick, he's sort of a big nerd, and when I met him, I was like, man, this guy has no friends.
Like what's going on? Like, are you gonna ask me questions?
I'll do him a little favor. He can come help a Dog-Powered Robot, meet some people, make some friends. And that's what we brought him on. Yeah.
My name is Nick Corcoran, and that's pretty much it.
The tools we use to make the robots are, we use modulators, we use filibusters. We also use turn wrenches. We don't use the smaller ones, we actually use the ones that are like 1080p. And that's an HD wrench. Those are all the tools that we use.
That's all of them?
No, some of the guys use the windmill. We even use like the mother spinners, which are like, you know, they do the circuitry stuff. We bought some Flanagans. It was 10% APR, 0 do it signing. I would say my favorite tool, it's a hammer with 2 heads, and the contrast ratio on that is like 5 to 3 million contrast rate. And you can imagine what that does when you use that. It's just the best stuff. Yeah. So we are in our robot storage facility. Fisher and I are gonna show you some of the robots that we use in our show, and you get a sneak peek of a new one. You might remember Vic 16 from our show last year. He's kind of a quirky robot, an attention hog, fights with Commodore, so that's Vic. This is our new suit. This is a space astronaut suit. sort of space exploration suit. It has these funky arms, and so we're not quite done with this one yet. And then you might remember Robbie Sr. Robbie Sr. was our muscle in the last show, and Dog-Powered Robot had to defeat this one. So he's sort of our biggest robot. And, whoa, sorry, don't.
Well, there were a lot of, we never really had a name for them. We called them incidents. Times where they just kind of would move a little bit on their own.
Forget it.
That's just kind of gossip, so.
Now, are you saying that the robots are real? Because we've heard some rumors that the robots walk and talk on their own.
Well, I understand that a lot of people think that Fisher actually has superpowers and abilities, and he actually powers the robot. That's insane. I mean, this is like make-believe stuff. We don't do anything like that.
Maybe a robot can tell you directions, where to go in your car. Maybe a robot can take your job one day, but they cannot act. Acting is from here, the heart. Robots don't have hearts.
What is real anyways? Is this real? This is a video. This is not even real.
Zach Scott, and I am Commodore, and also Robbie Sr. If I could describe the essence of Commodore, you have to get into his head, which is my head inside of his head. And once you get into my head, there's some things you don't want to see. I have to go to very dark places. And when you speak about essence, it's a dark, dark essence.
Commodore, attempt to kill Vic 16. Oh, you got a ball.
But brought forth and brought through those glowing, flashing eyes,
I hope people get a sense of happiness when they watch Dog-Powered Robot. I hope they feel a nostalgia. I hope it inspires people to actually go out and create. I think Dog-Powered Robot at Fringe was successful because everybody that worked on the show, or most everybody, they didn't come from a theater background. We just all got together and decided we're gonna make Dog-Powered Robot an awesome, entertaining show, and we did it. There's one final thing that I wanted to tell you.
Once again, that was Dog-Powered Robot Labs Unboxed, directed by Josh Sales. Now, with each episode, we like to give our own thoughts from the popcorn gallery and offer feedback about the films we showcase. To help us with this, we've invited some of our industry guests who have worked in the field, from fellow actors, producers, and directors. Our very own Christina Carmona is in the ICS viewing room. So let's check in with her and see what they thought about Dog-Powered Robot Labs Unboxed. Christina?
Thanks, Allison. I'm here at the beautiful Enzion Theater, and with me today, I have Neil Galarte, David Kuski, and AJ Nickel. We have just watched Dog-Powered Robot Labs Unboxed. So, what did you guys think?
I thought it was great. I thought I'm a big fan of documentaries, and I like that I didn't have to ever see that show to actually get what it was all about.
Yeah.
That was my biggest upfront thing, and then I really liked also the fact that they were just themselves. They didn't really try to host this video. No YouTube came out of it. It was just really clean, simple, and right to the point.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a great subject for a documentary. I had no previous knowledge of the group or anything like that. I thought the interview subjects were great. A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Some beautiful shots in there too.
It made you want to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
What about you, AJ?
I actually had no idea that this ever existed either. I'm like, what? Yeah. This is here? Because dogs, robots, I mean, they go together. I really enjoyed it, and the shots, like, it reminded me of The Office, their style.
Yes.
Like, and you see that so many times when people are trying to do when people do documentaries, but it felt really natural. It was funny. My interest was held the entire time, and like you said, I didn't have to know what it was to get it.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's the key thing when you make a documentary. A lot of times people think serious, but I think if you keep it with what you're doing, you know, it'll work.
I guess going back to what you said with the Office thing, one part that I really enjoyed when he's talking about what is reality, and the camera zooms out, and he's like, "Is this real? This is video," and it zooms out again.
Yeah.
That was very humorous to me as a filmmaker, and it fits the subject matter too. So.
Yeah, and also the music stopped.
Yes, at key points, and it's like.
Hey, yeah, and when they were talking about him, he's like, I saw him, and he's like, he's a nerd, and I'm like, he has no friends. And then I go to him, and it's just like, it was.
And you believed it. You're like, oh.
Because the editing stops, the music stops, it creates a natural pause.
It's so fluid.
Absolutely. Well, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So from the Enzion, back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. To learn more about Dog-Powered Robot, visit their website at www.dogpoweredrobot.com. When we come back from the break, we'll be talking with actor and producer Anthony Cosmano and checking out Mecca's film trailer for The Station. So stick around.
Welcome back to ICS. Our next guest has played a brother looking for redemption, a reporter looking for that perfect story, and even an insurance agent with a twist named Judas Iscariot. With his new project, Mr. Healthy's Happy Land, he takes on a producer credit as well. So for this episode's Industry Insight segment, we're happy to have with us local actor and producer Anthony Cosmano. Hello, Anthony. How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me, Matt. Thanks, Allison.
So what got you into acting?
I actually grew up in the theater. Growing up, my mom was an actress and did community theater, so I always grew up in the audience, you know, watching and kind of admiring what they always did up on stage, and I think it sparked an interest really young for me. But I really never got serious about it till I got into college. You know, I did some things here and there, but really it was college that started me off seriously acting.
Well, as you've been working, what are your favorite kind of roles to work on? Do you have a favorite genre or type?
Just the good-looking leading role type man, you know, muscular, good-looking, gets all the women. No, I actually, you know, I love stretching myself. I really like pushing myself beyond and seeing what I can do different and trying to explore myself and, you know, my characters in a different dimension and just, you know, push myself further. I don't like being comparing, you know, all my past work. I try to look at each role individually and kind of bring what that role needs to it, you know? So I love being characters. I love pushing myself outside myself and kind of being a little different to where, you know, I mean, the ultimate compliment for me would be sitting next to me and being like, that's you, you know, just, yeah. So that, for me, that's the most fun part.
Cool. Now tell us about this new project. I love the title, by the way. Mr. Healthy Land.
Mr. Healthy's Happy
Mr. Healthy's Happy Land.
It's okay,
Sorry.
the crew can't
Yeah,
get it
it's
right
the
either
Triple H
way.
thing, so
Yeah,
just-
yeah. No, we do that to throw you off, keep you on your toes. Actually, it's about Dale Evans, and I play a singing, dancing carrot that travels around the country doing children's shows in a broken down van. Yeah, but I've got issues. Yeah, he's a character who's really fallen from grace, and he's kind of really digressed and really kind of turned against who he once was. I mean, it's kind of funny and kind of along the lines of South Park. It's definitely geared for adults. We kind of compared it to Death to Smoochie meets Hunter S. Thompson. Okay. But there is a story there. It's not just all, tongue, TP jokes and, fart jokes, stuff like that. There really is substance there. There's really a point that's driven him to this, this point where he's gone so far off. And it's basically a story of, is he going to find redemption and is he going to come back?
And you took on a producer role in this. Now, was it something you wanted to do, or was it something where it's like, all right, we need a producer, you do it?
Well, it was kind of my idea.
Okay.
I was hanging out with a friend one day, and he's auditioning for, it was Christopher Robin for Winnie the Pooh, and I was just like, it's wonderful, I hope someday I can audition for this. So I'm like, oh,
maybe you could be Eeyore.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so happy, but I'd try. But it was just this idea of what if I had to do children's shows for the rest of my life? What would it be like? It probably wouldn't be pretty, because I like doing, kind of in your face, kind of cathartic kind of pieces. So, pandering children's theater is not exactly what I enjoy. So I came up with this idea with my friend about this traveling vegetable show. And so the next step was, who's going to write this? Because I'm not a writer, I'm barely an actor. So I called a friend of mine who I went to college with, and he's out there. So I'm like, hey, Dave, what do you think of this idea? Dave McGinnis. And he loved it. So that was the best thing, that could have happened to me, because he really just took to it and really ran with the ball, and he created all the characters, really gave them the depth and really the arc that they needed. Because you can get together a bunch of people and shoot a web series, but is it really going to have the depth? Is it going to have the layers? Is it something they're going to want to watch again? Is it something they're going to get anything out of? I mean, I like being silly and goofy and stuff like that, but for me, work has to have a message in it. There has to be some kind of illuminatory, prospect to it, or it's just kind of not as good. So I really wanted to get into family relationships and, the kind of degradation of the family relationships and, parents working all today, not paying attention to their kids, and how kids kind of grow up without, a future. They throw them in front of these guys on TV who are just in real life totally messed up and out of control, but the kids worship them, whether it be a pop artist or a guy dancing around in a foam carrot suit.
So has it been difficult being the producer and an actor on a project? Is that a new challenge for you?
For me, it's really actually come very easy. I've never done it before, so I don't know how it would be difficult, but as I kind of approached it with my theater background as being almost a stage manager. And to run a great show and to be a good stage manager, whether it's a manager at a restaurant or anything you do, you find the right people in the right jobs and you trust them to do their job.
You mentioned that you started out in theater. Do you ever work on that now? Is that something you want to go back to?
Actually, we produced Mr. Healthy's Happy Land last year at Orlando Fringe.
Oh,
we did a
okay.
50-minute live show that really went well, and it was a lot of fun. And it's kind of the world that Dave's created is so big that we can do so many different things with it. With this, the linear action for the stage play took place after the web series. So it was a little further, but they were really complete stories, and people still got the whole kind of family issues, because that's, at the heart of it, that's what it's about. It's about regret, it's about loss, it's about family, and and we brought that through in the stage show too. So I do love doing stage, and I always want to go back to stage, but since I moved to Orlando about 4 years ago, there's so much film here, and my background really isn't film, it's theater. So I want to just focus and submerge myself into film, and kind of study my work with that, before going back to doing theater. But
that's great.
Yeah, it's, everything's a challenge. So between theater and film, I enjoy them both.
That's awesome. And what's the name of the project again? Because
Mr. Healthy's Happy Land.
Mr. Healthy's Happy Land. I promise I will get it right. Anthony, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And good luck in LA. I hear you're taking off for that venture, Vegas first, then LA.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a couple months in Vegas fooling around and causing trouble.
And then, good luck.
Thank you,
Anthony.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, really appreciate it. And if you want to keep in touch with Anthony Cosmano, visit his website, anthonycosmano.com, and you can learn more about Mr. Healthy's Happy Land. You can visit the Facebook page at facebook.com/Mr. Healthy's Happy Land.
As Anthony heads back to work on Mr. Happy, we'll be taking a break. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll check out the latest trailer from Mecca Film and travel to the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival. So stay tuned.
If you would like to be a guest, have something to promote, or have your film featured on our show, please visit our website, IndieCinemaShowcase.com, and download the release form, or email us at icstv@yahoo.com. Welcome back to Indie Cinema Showcase. On September 18, 1978, WKRP premiered on the CBS television network, where it aired for 4 seasons and received 10 Emmy nominations. The show went on to last a decade in syndication. Fast forward to 2012, where director Lazan Banks brings us a story of a rock station's last day on the air and what crazy things happen to the employees as they try and figure out what's next for them. On this episode's feature, we bring you The Station.
Good morning. Today is Friday, TGIF WKLS's last day on the radio. It's your boy Tony.
Is anyone here?
Everyone else has jobs or they don't care anymore.
And why are you here?
So you're telling me later today we should know if we're getting paid or not?
That's what I've been told. Frank thinks he's doing me some big favor by paying off some of my bar tabs around town.
What?
Nick, was anybody outside looking for me?
How can I help you? Why? Should somebody be looking for you?
Tell Frank his friend with the deep pockets wants his money back.
Oh.
And if I don't hear from him anytime soon, I'm sending a search party for him.
I'll let him know. This didn't happen.
Hey, what's up, homie? Homie? Hell yeah. After this conversation, man, we about to be best buds, feel me?
Is that so?
I'm Mr. Nasty, my lovable DJ right here, DJ Rec, all right? You need to remember us like a horse all up in your gut, son. Real talk.
You know this is a rock station.
What, you think we don't know?
We got a song, and y'all should play it on the radio.
We have these 2 guys outside that want us to play their music.
Wait a minute, there's guys outside?
Yeah, they want their music played on the radio. What kind of music is it?
What kind of music?
Hey, yo, my brother.
What?
My brother.
What?
I know. This cat didn't just ask us what kind of music we play. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
We don't break local artists here. We never have. Why would a local artist want their song played on the radio now?
I guess that's one of the reasons why we're closing.
Yo, we're trying to make sure that when you guys close down, that Frank actually pays his people.
Welcome to the club.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to at least pay us. That Frank is something else right there. That's why I brought Birthday.
That's a bad thing. You dropped that between my legs by mistake. I saw my life flash before my eyes. You gonna talk to Laura before the day is out?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her out.
You know Nick really likes you.
Yeah, right.
But he does.
If I had a voice like Luther Vandross, I'd be a badass like Prince. Hell yeah! Tossing and turning, I wiggle in my sleep. That's all I do.
Keep going.
I will when we go out on our date.
I don't think you're gonna get to that level that fast.
It's not even like that.
Now it's time for our final segment we call On Location with ICS. In this episode, we visit the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival to try and bridge the gap between film and the longest-running Fringe festival in the United States. Let's check it out.
Fringe is the most eclectic offering of live entertainment you're going to find anywhere. We have everything. We cover the full spectrum of performance. Really, whatever your taste, we have it for you. Fringe is 21 years old. We are the oldest Fringe festival in the United States at 21. Fringe started as a very small festival by SAC Comedy Labs, Terry Olson and Andy Anthony. They started the festival as a really little thing downtown in old storefronts that are closed down. And then it's grown over the years, and now we are one of the biggest festivals in the United States. So we are an unjuried festival. We do not do a selection. We have no selection committee to decide what art is good and what art is not good. That is against the mission of Fringe. We're unjuried, we're uncensored, and we give 100% back to the artists. So we do it through a lottery system. Anybody who wants to do a Fringe show can apply and get a Fringe show. Kids Fringe is its own mini festival over here. You pan around looking at this lawn on Manello, and it is hopping. We clicked in 2,500 visits on the very first day, which is more than we've seen for an entire festival in the past as far as Kids Fringe is concerned.
This year we also worked really hard to actually seek out artists, and that I think is part of what has helped this Kids Fringe grow this year. We've had a lot of amazing arts community collaborators. The Orlando Shakespeare Theater, the Orlando Science Center, Voci Dance, Third Wheel Drumming, Creole Day, School of Art. We've had amazing people pitch in this year for Kids Fringe, and it's the first year that all of those organizations have kind of kicked in and done it.
We've just rebuilt our website this year. We have a brand new website. It's fantastic. You can find out everything you need to know about Fringe at orlandofringe.org. From that, you can also link to us on Facebook, Twitter, get on our mailing list for our monthly newsletter. And the best way to learn about Fringe is just come on out. You got a couple of days left of this year's festival, but yeah, just come on out. Just show up, find a parking spot, walk in and say, how do I do this thing? My biggest tip to new Fringe goers is, see something that you're comfortable with. You see Little Shop of Horrors. We have an amazing production of Little Shop of Horrors. It's safe. It's something that people recognize. Go see Little Shop of Horrors, but then when you leave, go walk into something that maybe is a little more fringy, that you just know nothing about, or that it's just wander into a theater and you'll be pleasantly surprised. So.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of ICS. We'd like to thank Anthony Cosmano for stopping by, as well as filmmakers Josh Sales and Lazan Banks.
We hope you learned something new, saw something that you loved, or got inspired to get off your couch and go make a movie of your own. Who knows? It might be good enough for us to screen on the next Indie Cinema Showcase.
Until then, the set is closed, and as they say in the movie business, that's a wrap. See you next time.